We will start small time. Una give me 1 minute. We go start. We go start in exactly 1 minute. All right. We go start in exactly 50 seconds. We go start in exactly 40 seconds. We go start in exactly 30 seconds. All right. Una, good evening, the beautiful people of Ambazonia. Una, good evening for all una. Papa them, una, good evening. Wa mami them, una, good evening for all una. Wa fine Ambazonian picking them. Actually, una salute. I be una brother Lucas Asu, when the spokesman for the Ambazonia Governing Council. Today, now number 26th day for the month of September for 2023. That means say wait. That means say make a count time. That means we get 1, 2, 3, 4. That means say we get 5 more days before the biggest day of our lives. That means say we get not only 5 more days before the biggest day for our lives. The Cameroon occupation government, he talk say he no go gree make Ambazonians they continue for push shame for Cameroon the face. The Cameroon occupation government, it don't talk say Ambazonian from 2016 so that you can't reach for today. They don't over push shame for Cameroon here. The Cameroon government, for the meeting where we get the intelligence about what she don't they talk on. They don't talk say they say our Independence Day now the biggest problem with Cameroon get am. The colonial state, it fear when the Ambazonia, when October 1 they come. Cameroon the panic. Cameroon the shake. Cameroon the sweat. They fear our Independence Day. Because it project Ambazonia and the end of Cameroon. Ambazonian Independence Day, it project the authority of the Ambazonian people, say they don't take their country back and Cameroon don't be defeated. So the Cameroon government, now the biggest fear that. I want to tell our people, as always, what to be Cameroon a plan? Cameroon a plan. Now for camp put fear. Now for deploy more troops, more gendarmes, more police, more army, more bees into the Ambazonian territory. For put fear. Well, something where they talk on. Say if you do the same thing over and over and over and over and expecting a different outcome, they talk for psychology say you be insane. Say you be crazy. Mr. Bia is crazy. Diongute be crazy. Lele Lafrique, the colonial governor for the Savannah state, it's crazy. Okala Bila, the colonial governor for the Atlantic states, they are all crazy. The Cameroon military is crazy. Their generals and commanders are crazy. They are doing the same thing over and over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. We ain't afraid. We ain't afraid of the bees. Deploy them. You're wasting your time and you're wasting resources you don't even have. Cameroon is not even safe. So Cameroon, they waste its time. This Independence Day, we want to assure our people, we go celebrate them better than any other. This Independence Day for 2023, we go celebrate them better than any other. We'll be stronger, we'll get more capable, we control territories, we defend territories. No matter what Cameroon do, Cameroon no fit disrupt and it no fit stop the celebration of our special day. Whether Cameroon go up or it come down, no matter what Cameroon use, na a waste of time for Cameroon. They leave their own people them insecure. They leave their country insecure. For can protect until they not fit protect them. Cameroon not fit stop Ambazonia. Cameroon not fit disrupt Ambazonia. Paul Biya the waste of time. When you don't lose, you don't lose. When the game is over, the game is over. When you play football match and you can't reach around that kind of 90 minutes, whatever the score be, the game is over. All right? This war of liberation don't be over for Cameroon. They don't get the legitimacy for Ambazonia anymore. They don't get the authority for Ambazonia anymore. Now we are the Ambazonian people then. Now we the Ambazonian people then. Now our forces, now our generals, now our commanders, now the brave heroes and heroines, now them they control the territory now. Now then they be the authority for the territory. While leadership, we will keep them for outside here, for protect them. Now they lead the Ambazonian liberation struggle on the ground and diplomatically. Shake no day for no man. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it trained the Ambazonian Defense Forces, it created the Ambazonian Defense Forces and trained the Ambazonian Defense Forces for be a force of unity, for be a force for protect other forces, for be a force for cover other forces, for be a force for help other forces them. May they be safe and may they be secure. The last 1 week, the Cameroon colonial government, through their infiltrated agents, through the loose tribal cartels and the CPDM elites, their forces, they don't carry some actions using intelligence for Bali. The forces for Bali, they will be invaded. It will be a hot battle. The Ambazonian people, they lost some forces for Bali. Bali no be get any backup. All those loose forces them for Bali, they not be fit for come together for defend Bali the way Bali is supposed to be defended. Ambazonians, they lost some forces for Bali. The Ambazonian Defense Forces, By the time you want to respond, it already be too late. One of the commanders for Bali, we don't be an anti-ADF, where they don't use it for make sure say the forces for Bali and ADF, they don't collaborate, make them be our enemies. That commander, he died for battle with the occupation military. We now guess who? They get for make sure say they go for that war zone, for that battleground, and for make sure say the Cameroon colonial government, you know, carry the dead bodies of Ambazonian soldiers, carry and go through for streets. The Supreme Commander of Ambazonian Defense Forces, General Defying, he said Bali under attack. He dispatched the special forces for go rescue Bali. He knows say when Bali fall, the block will be very weak. Now Ambazonia go lost. No be Bali go lost. Now Ambazonia go lost. No be na the tribal cartels they go lost. No be na the noise makers. Now Ambazonia go lost. He sent the special forces. They are Kamatsu. They enter for Bali. And they will enter. That commander be wounded critically. The ADF get for go inside the line of fire. You don't even know whether the enemy don't lay ambush again for extract that commander for Bali. Extract the other forces that will be wounded and carry them to a safer location for treatment. That's leadership on the ground. Now the leadership that on the ground, unfortunately, that commander for Bali, he end up for die when they be give treatment. When he died, none of those noise makers were out here, none of those tribal cartels, they don't even think about how what he be there for hospital, whether he did receive treatment or he didn't receive treatment. And the Ambazonian Defense Forces, and the Ambazonian Governing Council pay for the treatment of those soldiers who they be wounded. When he died, the forces for Bali, they don't come say me they can't carry go bury. Now the Ambazonian Defense Forces, they carry the soldier from the hospital, from the place we die. They carry go back for inside Bali. For go give you a last honor. All the other one them, they be don't run. Including the one they won't know them. They be nowhere to be found. When I watch this video.
Come on, na Gigi não pode dar aí. Gigi.
For make sure say a soldier will dedicate a life a sacrifice your life for the land, for the people. The last thing we expect them. I say when you fall, they will bury you in honor, in glory, and in dignity. They're not going to leave you in the hands of occupation vultures. For carry a dead body, go turn them into a symbol of shame. That's why the Ambazonian Defense Forces, they make sure say those forces will be under attack of Bali. Even when they be wounded. Because when they be wounded, they be vulnerable to the enemy. The enemy will follow the trail of blood, track them and kill them. Then carry their dead bodies, naked them and go parade them for streets. ADF say no, what happened. That video I don't show now. And the video with the Ambazonian Defense Forces Special Forces, they carry that commander back to Bali to make sure say even a family, at least you will see the dead body of their Pekin. And the soldiers, they will bury in the dignity of Ambazonia and give the last honor we deserve. And the leadership this way, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, it be created for the Ambazonian people. A vision for the liberation struggle and for make all forces they fight together. Regardless of whether they be on their own, regardless of whether they belong to other groups, whether they not there under the egg of sea, they make they get a spirit where they go fight and defend each other even in their death. We need to tell una these stories and show una these videos for understand the sacrifices and the kind leadership where we stand for provide them to the Ambazonian people. The kind leadership, the kind ground zero where the Ambazonian Defense Forces it provide them for ground zero. I know say our liberation struggle because of infiltration and Cameroon, the ability for bribe and corrupt activists. These kind stories, they be very rare. These kind stories of compassion in the battlefield, of how soldiers they care for even their own fallen brothers. We rarely hear them. We rarely see those kind of videos. We rarely get those kind of messages. I want salute our general for the state of Momo, Grandpa Sumanguru, the king of Momo, Ashong Pekin. And all the commanders, where they enter in the line of fire for extract the wounded soldiers of Bali. One time they plenty. The leader of our war of independence, he just conclude a 2-day visit to the Basque region of Spain. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, he just concluded a 2-day state visit, a diplomatic mission for the invitation we be getting for the regional parliament for the Basque and for meet with the political parties, the political leaders, the leader of the Basque regional parliament, and the president of that parliament, for Ambazonian and Basque bilateral relationships, for intensifying the mobilization of the international community, for support the Ambazonian resistance, and for stand with the Ambazonian Governing Council. As the leader be talking, going forward, the Ambazonian Governing Council, it go focus for build international alliance with nations, groups, movements, and people where they go stand for the unconditional independence and liberation of Ambazonia. For give we all the kind of assistance where we need them. And speak for we for places who will not speak for ourselves, as they don't do them in the past. The Ambazonian Governing Council will be focused on 2 approaches. The liberation approach on the ground and for form international alliances. At this moment, all other Ambazonian groups, they not be ready for the independence of Ambazonia. They not be ready for stand for the independence of Ambazonia. All other Ambazonian groups, they be interested and for use the liberation of Ambazonia for political relevance and for political opportunity. They not be focused on the protection of the Ambazonian people them. They not be focused for the defense of the Ambazonian people them. They not be focused on the liberation of Ambazonia. All other movements, they don't become beggars of the international community, especially the 5 IG groups. Now that they try to go back the international community, for go back Cameroon, and not to protect the Ambazonian people. We don't make it be very clear. Any man will not study liberation struggle, he will become a fool. Cameroon never be ready for talk. Ambazonians never push Cameroon to a level where Cameroon will even consider anything, say referendum. We don't come too far for waiver. Any movement where he go out there and he waver, now you the weaken the Ambazonian resistance. The people on the ground, they deliver results. Ground Zero be defiant, it be dedicated, it be committed to the unconditional freedom of Ambazonia. We don't need beggars. We need men and women with stamina. If you not get for a liberation struggle, if you not get the skin in the game and make yourself powerful enough, without power for a liberation struggle, and that power it be determined by the soldiers who you don't recruit them, you train them, you arm them, you deploy them, and you put them under command and control structure. If you not get them, you not get any voice for a liberation struggle. The world need to deal with talk. Secondly, lone wolves. Any activists, we talk say it be just an activist, he need to speak for Ambazonia. The world need to deal with individuals. Man, make me be very clear. The international community, it need to deal with individuals. Because you don't get no impact on anything with the one discussing. The international community, it count on leaders and movement. Where number one, they be very stable. Number two, they get a credibility. And number three, they feel trust them. Now, two principles that guide the international community. Stability and peace. Una hear me fine? Stability and peace. Now, the two organizing principles for international diplomacy. So when the international community want to make a decision on a conflict, they look at a party will be strong enough and if it guarantee the implementation of the outcome of any negotiation. Una hear fine? Not being a noise. When a conflict there, the international community, it monitor and it study all the actors. Then it will come to a conclusion. Because now two things matter for them. Stability and peace. When they don't call for a negotiation, at the time of a negotiation, if they agree on an outcome, which of these parties to the conflict, on both sides, they fit implement the agreement for bring peace, for bring stability and peace. When they implement them and post-implementation for long term. So, if you be a noisemaker, because now an armed conflict, wait till it bring peace, na power. Wait till it bring stability, na power. Not be noise. You need trained forces for guarantee peace, security, stability, and the protection of the civilian population. If you not get them, you be a fucking noise maker. Una hear me fine? I know say when I don't like when I talk this, I use this word fucking. And I use them for a psychological purpose and for a communication purpose. It is send a strong message. If you not get soldiers, recruited, trained, equipped, armed soldiers under your political leadership, you be a fucking noise maker. We the only seek for relevance. Any movement where they do not conny, you not get forces. The international community will go consider you as a credible actor. It no go consider as a credible actor because enough you rely on you, you will become an agent of chaos and not a positive instrument for peace, security, and stability for the region. Una take this message very seriously. Number one, una stop for follow lone activists and people the way they know they speak any other political movement. They need to represent any idea because una for follow them, una the waste una time. All those people they make their noise, they be active, they be this. They don't get any stake, no international organization, no nation. You can't do it with them. They will consult them for doing it. They only make noise on Facebook for get more money from Cameroon government. For destabilize the resistance. No ambassador, no country, no NGO will be serious and credible enough. It will deal with them. It need to work that way. Now the first thing they want to get for doing. So when I save some energy about all the noisemakers out there, where they need to speak, the world need for no place where you go. The world need for no place where you stand. You're not there for green, red, yellow tomorrow. And then the next day, you can't hold Ambazonian flag. And then 2 days after, you carry Ambazonian flag and Cameroon flag at the same time. They call you say Ambazonian. Tomorrow, you praise Paul Biya. The next day you catch Ambazonia. Then they call you say Cambazonia. You are a paid Cameroon compromise agent for disturb the Ambazonian people, their peace of mind, for make them not be focused. That's why you talk, you be a four-headed snake. You be snake will get forehead. For carry people then go left, carry people then go right, carry people then go back, and then carry people then go front. You're a four-headed snake. You need to go anywhere. You work now for your belly, you work now for your small fame, and for collect money from Diongute office for disturb Ambazonia. Then they call you say Cambazonia. Alright? Alright. Move that one out of the way. I know say move that one out of the way. Now we don't move the most important things out of the way. The place we wanna day. Just 5 more days to our Independence Day. I'm playing on this video from the Secretary General of the United Nations. When I listen for this video, I'm find and play for now. Just give me one moment, a few seconds, and let me find the video of Mr. Guterres talking about what Cameroon is doing in Amazonia. Where is the video of Mr. Guterres? Where are you? We're getting closer. Oh, yes. Here you are.
I must underscore my duty as Secretary General to uphold the Charter of the United Nations. The UN Charter is clear. Any annexation of a state territory by another state resulting from the threat or use of force is a violation of the principles of the UN Charter and international law. I must underscore my duty as Secretary General to uphold the Charter of the United Nations. The UN Charter is clear. Any annexation of a state territory by another state resulting from the threat or use of force is a violation of the principles of the UN Charter and international law. In this moment, I must underscore my duty as Secretary General to uphold the Charter of the United Nations. The UN Charter is clear. Any annexation of a state territory by another state resulting from the threat or use of force is a violation of the principles of the UN Charter and international law.
In this moment, all right. We now understand why we must defend the territory. We now understand why Cameroon be guilty. We now understand now why now we bear the responsibility for teach the occupier and kick them out of our territory. Our destiny is in our own hands. Now we must defend that land, secure that land, and kick Cameroon to the gates of hell. October 1 they come. Every Ambazonian, now your day of pride. Now your day for project who you be as an Ambazonian. Now your day for display to the world. Now your day for show your total rejection of anything Cameroon in Ambazonia. Now your day for show the majestic beauty, the colorfulness of who we be. When I paint the Ambazonian streets blue and white, any Cameroon colonial building, when I go paint the front blue and white, all Ambazonian highways, when I paint an Ambazonian flag, when I make banners, take upon yourself, make big banners, Happy Independence Day, Ambazonia. Una hang am for all Ambazonian cities, for all Ambazonian towns, for all Ambazonian villages. Una make as many Ambazonian flags as humanly possible. Una fill the territory with our beautiful flags. Una give the occupation forces work. The more flags we put up, the more they not move on. The fee only move na so many flags. Make sure so you do it in a safe way. But we want make the forces they do it for una. Any place we want our forces a day. You also all the young people there. Una know una communities very well. A group of young people there. Una 3 or una 4. Una tie Ambazonian flags for the tallest trees, the tallest pole. Beautify Ambazonia with the Ambazonian flag. Our flag be so beautiful. The most beautiful flag for the world. When I carry them, when I make them, anything if you paint them blue and white, display them all across the territory. We must shame the devil and we must put them to shame. We must elevate Ambazonia and bring the glory of the light of God upon our nation. Every people them that celebrate their independence day with pride. Celebrate our pride. Make your own t-shirt. Do something. Do something. Do something to elevate and project Ambazonia. Give Ambazonia the pride we need them. For all the places where Ambazonian Defense Forces did, join the forces and the community for celebrate. We be the people them, the movement, where we don't always give our people them the pride for their October 1. As the bearers of this liberation struggle, as the people, they be the face of resistance and of liberation and of education and leadership inspiration. We, the bearers of hope for Ambazonia, we will give our people them the hope we don't always give them. Now, on October 1 this, take ownership. Take ownership. Take ownership. Make your community proud. Don't make your community be a joke, a laughing stock. Project Ambazonia for your community. Even if not only you one day, one person will get courage. It be more powerful than 100,000 will be like cowards. One person will get courage. One person will be brave. It be more powerful. It be more impactful than 100,000 will live in fear. Be that one person. Change the outlook of your community. Be a source of inspiration for Ambazonia. Be a source of hope. Now the moment is, for all Ambazonians and for diaspora, we call on all Ambazonia Governing Council missions from the continent of Africa, the Egg of Sea mission for Nigeria, the Egg of Sea mission for Ghana. If you rely on other movements for celebrating Independence Day, you will regret it. We now take the responsibility as Egg of Seas, the bearers of Ambazonian liberation struggle. Now we now be the face of this struggle. Now we now be the face of the resistance. Now we now be the face of the liberation. Without the Ambazonian Governing Council, there is no Ambazonian liberation struggle. So we now stand tall. All Egg of Sea missions, all Egg of Sea heads of missions, we now mobilize missions, we now mobilize communities. If other movements they want to work with now for celebrate together, we now do it. But on our own, we now feel project Ambazonia. Because now we now be the bearers of this liberation struggle. Alright? So we now go out, una celebrate Independence Day with our forces them. For place where Ambazonian Defense Forces the day. Make everybody come out, join our forces and join the community. Our forces, they don't take all the measures for make sure say our communities they celebrate in a safe and protected manner. All right? When I don't always shine the light for Ambazonia. And I know say when I know we ever let we down. Make your community may be proud. Make God make it be proud of you. Make the international community may be proud of you. Show the international community say you want freedom and independence by projecting who you be as an Ambazonian. Make a loud noise. Sing your anthem. Carry your flag. Una cook, una chop, buy una mimbo. Organize music. Community schools. They celebrate. We're picking the march, the dance. All women, all mami group them. For groups and for women. Group them for young people, young girls and young boys. Una organize una selves for celebrating Ambazonian Independence Day. Alright? We'll talk for una tomorrow. Una take care. Una stay strong. Una stay safe. Una be hopeful. The work where the leader the do am. Una will see the results. Before I go, Independence Day they come. Not leave and make this Independence Day rich who never pay a liberation tax. Not live and make this Independence Day rich who not pay a liberation tax. Pay your liberation tax for yourself and for your family members. If you did for diaspora, please, maybe your family members and back home, where they don't be displaced. Don't be displaced. Some of them they stay for bush. Pay on their behalf. We go send you the receipts. We go send them for them. May they be so proud. If you be papa, find way for pay them. And take pride. Mommy and papa, when I come together, find way for pay them. When I'm not live and make Independence Day pass, we not pay a liberation tax. So that as you go celebrate, you just celebrate with that joy for your contribution for the country, for be free. The egg of sea will give you independence. She shake you know day. Now stay strong. When I get a good night, any man way you need a way for pay a liberation tax, when I get my phone number, always reach out for me. I will provide you with a safe, a secure, a confidential, and a private way where you go pay a liberation tax, and we will give you a receipt for the name way you want her. All right? So when I take care, we love una plenty. This war with the fighter, I forgive what picking them, or mommy them, or papa them. A safer future, a future will be protected, a bright future, a prosperous future. Our community no will ever live again in shame and in fear. We must get rid of Cameroon. Cameroon an evil state, na vampires, na Satan them. We must get rid of them. Forgive for picking them a bright future where they deserve. All right? Una get a good night. May God bless you now. May God keep una safe. I be una brother Lucas Sasso, una the spokesman for Ambazonian Government Council. I will wait for una calls.